Běžíme skrz hořčici. Běžíme skrz hořčičné pole.
Hail, mate.
Říkal. Co? Co rač? Co tenhle divný název?
Hail, fellow. My respects to you. Your exploits are known here. Have you come to join us? I'm Lancelot, head of security here at Camelot. Stop by the tavern sometime. You can buy me a drink.
This kokot.
Westminster's usually closed to us commoners. Parliament even more so. But you got those signatures and beat the gentry at their own game. All within their sodding laws. In a fair world, they'd let you in. Instead, they chucked you in the nick. Typical, innit? When you escaped, it's only natural fate led you here. This land is Albion. You stand before Camelot, the last stronghold against gentry tyranny. The fifth column. I won't destroy what the gentry stands for, only replace them. That's what I like to see. Usually I send recruits to Merlin, but you'd be wasted as a levy. Go find Arthur. He'll know what to do with you.
Tady začíná jeden cool příběh.
London is a place for me.
To se kurva děje.
Stop this madness at once! Is there not a grain of sense between you?
If the old man wants to fight, let him.
By all means, fight. Such is the custom of Dueler's Ditch, but not to the death. Do not spill the blood of your compatriots.
Compatriots? Do compatriots break honest agreements out of spite? Do they lie and cheat? The Baileys are nothing but crooks.
My family followed that ridiculous agreement to the letter.
This matter was resolved. The Round Table decreed half the forest to be preserved. What happened?
Charred, burned to the ground.
And was this your family's doing, Thomas?
Of course not. The old man's deranged. What good is a charred forest to us? We're carpenters.
The Radstags have fled for the hills. The land is useless to us now. Your half-wit of a father thought we'd sell it to you.
Don't speak about my father. You have no idea.
One of you, John, call this off. No one will think any less of you.
They've gone too far this time, Arthur.
Thomas?
I need to defend my family's honor. I won't take these accusations sitting down.
Very well. Commence.
What?
To je trošku one-sided, nemyslíte? Dobrý hit. Nezaty seš hovado. Se netrefil kokot. Tomu říkáš fair fight, děvko. Tady to je, máš to zpátky, karma jak bitch.
Wait!
Kde je? Ale jak fuck, kde
Will you
je?
not cheer the victor?
He was a young man, John. This feud has gone on too long. I shall send someone to investigate the matter. It will be resolved.
He agreed. Such is our way.
Some will judge me for what has happened here today. They'll claim that because I could have stopped it, I should have. What do you think? Yes, I had similar thoughts. Freedom of choice is important to many of my people. I have to refrain from exercising power whenever possible, even if I want to. I have only the authority my people have given me. They trust in the end, when Westminster falls, that democracy will take its place. Everything I do must be towards that goal. Any unnecessary use of power will break their trust, and trust is keeping this movement together, not strength. Anyway, don't get the wrong idea. Our tourney grounds across the field are oft used for friendly bouts. Speak to Galahad if you're interested. Is there something you wish to discuss? Good. You could be the missing piece. I'm relieved Lancelot sent you to me. Merlin would have you running the beep test. Our contact in Westminster told us of your story. You are no doubt someone who can perform beyond rank-and-file duties. I had some things I wanted to ask you if we ever crossed paths, but now isn't the time. There's a more pressing matter at hand. This feud between the Fletchers and the Baileys, it started as bickering, but now there's blood involved. I fear it will escalate further until one of them is driven from the land. This is not what anyone wants. To lose either family is to lose the food on our tables or the tables themselves. Hunters and woodcutters are the basis of any decent civilization. On top of that, if we're ever going to finish Merlin's trebuchet, we need supplies and aid from both families. So,
Okay.
I need a trustworthy outsider to investigate. In short, I need you. Consider it your initiation.
Okay.
Once upon a time, the two families were friendly. They're neighbors. The Baileys even helped the Fletchers build their treehouse. It's an impressive structure, I must say. The conflict stems from a piece of disputed land. The Baileys kept expanding their lumber yard into the Fletchers' hunting grounds. When the Fletchers appealed to the Round Table for judgment, none had a superior claim. So we split the land in half. They both felt robbed, but the matter was resolved. For a time.
Mm-hmm.
That was until the fire. A section of the land caught aflame during the night. It was mostly on the Fletchers' side, but the Baileys weren't unscathed. They both accuse each other of starting it. If either claim is truthful, then sanctions would have to be handed out. I need you to get to the truth of the matter, and I want some evidence. Well, to be entirely truthful, I think it's unnecessary. The Baileys easily could have expanded their yard in a different direction, or made do with what they had. Same for the Fletchers. That land may have been their most bountiful, but they have acres of Camelot territory to hunt in. I suspect pride is mixed up in this somewhere, on both sides. I have no reason to suspect either family. They both accuse each other of the same crime, and I don't wish to inflict bias on your judgment. I would trust any of my men to carry out the investigation impartially, but they wouldn't. The decision on their land dispute, for example, it was a 50-50 compromise, yet both perceive it as a loss induced by bias. With an outsider carrying out the investigation, they might accept the Round Table's decision. Us. Camelot. Pieces are falling into place, and the gentry are on their way out. They're not urgent. You can focus. Good. Start by questioning the leaders, Edward Fletcher and Harold Bailey. Get both sides of the story. Then investigate the scene of the fire. See what you can find.
Tohle. What the fuck? To nebylo hrou, to bylo galaxii.
Lancelot ordered patrols to keep an eye on the area and warned everyone to stay clear, so nothing should be
To
tampered.
bylo GOGčkem.
Once you've brought evidence of the truth,
Se bál, ty
I can
vole.
bring you into the fold. For now, I'll let Lancelot know you can come and go to the castle as you please. Good luck.
I must admit, I'm not exactly interested in grown men who've decided to dress up as medieval knights. So many better things to do with your free time.
You're not wrong. Okay, já jsem chtěl jenom vědět, jestli mi fakt jede nahrávka, ne. Alebo ne. Bo jestli mi zase jebne, já se zastřelím, vole. To pověsím se na ten. With both sides of the story. Where am I supposed to go? Here and here. Super, aspoň, že jsme byli u toho radaru. Měli pravdu, je to pěkně impresiv. Arthur nelhal, tenhle barák vypadá po piči.
Need something?
Edward,
It's about time. There's been too much confusion around this fire. It must be stamped out. While I'm certainly not shy about making their involvement in the fire known, I think they're good people at heart. They're just stubborn. They know that land is ours. We moved into the area and claimed it weeks before they even arrived. And they think just because they helped build this place that we owed them. They received banquets of food in return. More than fair. This was the early days of Camelot, nearly 8 years ago. They could have starved without our generosity. I was preparing dinner for my family. I do terrific venison stew. Here, have a can. Harold Bailey himself, I suspect. Or maybe his father. I doubt he would have gotten any of his boys to do it. Who else would do it? If you have any evidence to the contrary, then fair enough. I'll put a sock in it. But I don't know anyone else with a motive. Very
Okay.
well.
OK, ty si nejsi jistý, ty si nejsi jistý, že to on zrobil, ale máš teorii, že kdo by jiný, ale tvůj prostě plán je prostě kdo jiný. To je celý tvůj argument, kdo by jiný to udělal. Kamo, co ti je?
Can I help you? He had an accident, that's all. A tree fell on me. Hazard of the trade. Yeah? Good. Not sure who done it myself. All I know is that my brother shouldn't have died over some poxy forest. Are you? You round table lot could have stopped. I'm Ryan Bailey. Bye.
Já nejsem... Víš co, drž piču, vole. Čík, jebnu hřebík do té nohy.
Hello there.
Ty plešatý obyvan?
I didn't lose my son. He was taken from me. That whoreson John Fletcher murdered him. He can call it a duel all he wants. Fletcher knew my son wouldn't refuse. Thomas would have done anything to defend our family.
Worst of all, Fletcher knew he'd win. He's a trained killer since birth. It was murder. Murder hiding behind the notion of honor. John Fletcher is a bitter old man to rob my son of the rest of his life. Someone with a good sword hand should give him what for.
I should try myself. I want to tear his guts out with my bare hands. But all I can do is swing this axe. And my sons already lost their brother. Good. The truth about this fire will prove our innocence. Listening to the radio. I always tune into Nigel's show in the evenings. I'd almost drifted off in my chair when the smoke got me up. I thought the whole forest was gonna burn down. We managed to stop the spread with the water from the pond. They were nice enough at first. We even helped build that treehouse of theirs, but they quickly revealed their true colors.
That land is rightfully ours. It's on our side of the walkway. Stopping our field at some arbitrary line is ridiculous.
They have the entire woods to hunt in. Do you know how much additional manpower it takes to haul wood long distance? I used to think they were just stubborn. Now I know it's something more malicious. After what they did to my... The Fletchers. I don't have any evidence, but I know it was them. That may not be good enough for the Round Table, but it's good enough for me. They're criminals. Of course he does. Look, I know this fire doesn't look good for us. It mostly being their land, but I promise you, it wasn't us. The Fletchers are conniving. They know if we ever did something like that, we'd face sanctions. Most likely, they'd get their half of the land back. No worries. See you around.
Tak se podíváme.
Need help?
Témat.
Hello, sir. Name's Timothy, or Timmy for short. Saw the fire with me own eyes, I did. Thought the old forest was a goner till it started chucking down. Could be I can help with your investigation. Always. Harold and Susan, but I just call them Mum and Dad. Up to what? I just want to help with the... Oh, what's just snooping around like a prat? That's why. Thanks. I try not to think about it. Me and me older brother... Well, since I don't fancy digging round in the mud for clues, I can do you one better. I saw a bloke light the fire that night. I didn't see his mug. I was watching from the lumberyard, but he was suited up like a Camelot knight. He ran off to the old shack over there. I didn't follow him or nothing. I'm not supposed to go out on my own. So, did I crack the case or what?
Nevyřešil jsi to úplně, ale pomohl jsi mi dost.
Not really. It was dark until the fire properly got going. By then, he'd run off to the shack. You know, checking the trees. It's a family business. A witness who just solved your case. Be more grateful.
Tomu se říká svědek, ty imbecile. Svědci jsou ti, co viděli zločin, nebo jsou to má nějaké, prostě ti, co byli u zločinu, a ti, co viděli zločin. Ty jsi svědek, ty jsi viděl toho typka zapalit si táborák. Zapálit aspoň oheň. Tím pádem začal ten oheň.
please. I'm always glad to lend a hand to those in need.
Máš zajímavý hlas. Já musím stišit ten déšť jako kůrevský pičo, bo já chuja slyším. Jako, nemyslím zajímavý hlas, má zajímavý styl mluvení, jako by to četl. Jako prakticky jo, četl skript, tak asi proto tak zní. OK, tu máme. Check the letters authenticity. When the person injured. Check the letters authenticity. Tohle po mě chce, až jdu zpátky. Ale já potřebuji jít. Počkej, kdo to byl? Edward Fletcher. To tutí.
Need something? What? Let me see that. Well, this certainly isn't my handwriting. Looks like it were written by a child. And why would I address my brother by his full name? And most importantly of all, why would I have him burn down my own land? To get one over on them? That's ridiculous. Us Fletchers don't act in pettiness. Tricked by the Baileys, no doubt. Later.
To není. To děcko řeklo, že... To je špatná strana. Ty mi ve svých chvílích kamošů
Can I help you? He had an accident, that's all.
kurva, já vím, že to je on, ale já jsem moc blbý na to, abych ho inkriminoval do piče. A jeden skill, já nemůžu to. No bude větší jeho sigma to.
How dare you?
Ne!
How goes the investigation? Go on. As I unfortunately suspected. The evidence? How do you know the perpetrator sustained an injury? Come to think of it, Lancelot mentioned one of the Bailey boys limping about. I didn't connect the dots. The fire must have whipped those Radstag into a frenzy, causing them to attack. To think he had his own son do his dirty work. The truth can be difficult to accept. It can be messy and inconvenient, but it is always worth seeking out. They'll face sanctions for this, mark my words. The agreement is null. They forfeited their half of the land. You've done well and proven yourself worthy of Camelot. From this day forth, this land is your land. You shall defend it as your own. I bestow upon you the rank of sergeant. May you serve it well. Now, I had questions if we ever cross paths. Questions about our new head of the civil service, Smythe. Guinevere, our agent in Westminster, has been looking into them for years, but they remain elusive. Who are they? I see. That's some alarming intel. How did you come by it?
Já jsem pozýval Rob. Já jsem pozýval Rob z Robeny, debile.
Roth, I imagine that trail led you to Westminster. But who let you in? Few have the privilege to come and go. Curious. I assume that meeting never happened, judging by your prompt incarceration.
Nope.
After you escaped, Tristan and Iseult met you at the tournament. It seems you were more than just an observer. They said you were looking for explosives, so I must assume you were behind the explosion. Why exactly? So you wanted to kill Smythe, but ended up causing the tragedy that gave them more power. I'd wager Mr. X was more fond of Smythe than he let on.
Teď se mi zdá, no.
But that's in the past. No point dwelling on it. I expect this Smythe character will take a role in things to come. We must be ready to face all the gentry can throw at us. They're with Smythe now. That gets me onto your next assignment. I want to strike a blow against the Tommies, but I don't want to take military action. At least not yet. Percival is looking into something that you can help with. Speak to him. Good luck, Sergeant.
Hello there. Entering Tommy Soldier personality. Greetings, Wayfarer. I have some orders for you. High Command tasked me with tracking you down. HQ requires your assistance in locating a missing team of Tommies. They were dispatched to investigate a distress call emanating from an old Tower Hamlets Pindar station. Unfortunately, I do not have any more information on the matter, I'm afraid. Mum's the word and all that. All I know is the Tommies were dispatched in haste and did not report back. It is imperative that HQ locate them and find out what happened. Unfortunately, I do not have that information. I imagine it goes beep, beep.
Jsi debil.
The Tommies were last seen entering the Pindar station. That is where you should begin your search, soldier. Be wary, however. The station is likely to be infested with hostile creatures and dangerous traps, I'd imagine. Wonderful. Thank you. So we also detected a high radiation reading in the area. So be sure. Discover what happened to the missing Tommies. Either bring them back safely or bring something to show you found them. Now get to it, soldier. I wish you the best of luck on your mission.
Okay, cool. Brat, nech dám. Ale co mi zdal za misi teraz? Speak to Percival a Lost Tommies. To je sidequest nebo jen tak random prostě quest, který se
There you are. Arthur told me of your arrival. I'd stand up to greet you, but I'm too busy with my work, as you can see. I am Percival, head of communications for Camelot. This is my personal office. Quite beautiful, no?
Ještě bordel.
What you see here is the result of hard work, perseverance, and my genius idea of stealing the BBM storage key after I quit my job. Now, whatever happens, we have got their bloody equipment and they have not. Any assistance is much appreciated. You see, one of my duties is to keep in contact with all of the fractured factions in this great nation of ours. Partly to offer assistance, and partly to stop them from getting any bright ideas about assisting the other side. I've been in conversation with a strange tribe based in Brickton, and they are not happy with how these devious Tommies have been treating them. I, for one, can't stand to see oppression, especially when the oppressed have agreed to oust the Tommies in favor of Camelot protection. They don't like anything made after 1922, for one. They believe the Great War was a sign from the spirits that we should all return to living in huts. I believe any man, woman, or child should be free to live life as they desire, even if that means wiping their asses with sticks and stones. As expected of the gentry's foot soldiers, the Tommies see the tribe's quirky and strange beliefs as signs of savagery. Take their town's name, for example. Instead of referring to it as Brickton, the way the tribes have taken to calling it, the Tommies insist on referring to it as Brixton. They believe the Tommies are there to civilize them. I believe this is our chance to show the Tommies what civilization truly means. I can see now why you caught Arthur's keen eye. I want you to go to Brickton and find Roach, the tribe's leader. He is a strange man, but you must treat him with utmost respect. He has a plan on how to push the Tommies away, help him return to me, and then perhaps you'll find yourself within Camelot's highest ranks. Good luck, servant of Camelot.
I humbly welcome you back to the land of Brickton. I had a feeling our fates would align once again. Mother Earth told me so.
No, říkáte
I do wish our
typek
paths
Translate.
crossed once more under a kinder moon, for this one is littered with cunning and secrecy. Now, me and my fellow tribesmen have come up with 3 simple tasks that'll agitate the Tommies and push them out of our land without the need for violence.
Okay.
First, you shall poison their ration supplies with these laxatives. Then, you shall destroy the generator that's powering their turrets. And finally, you'll spread rumours about the man leading this battalion, the dreadful Lieutenant Doyle. Fulfill these 3 tasks, and soon Camelot will have an ally in Brickton.
Já bych se měl naučit číst podle čeho.
First, ask questions later. I like that. The best place to be in London is the nearest pub, and nowhere else.
Whoop, and voila.
Stop running around like a cock.
What the fuck did I do? Jo, jako vypl jsem generátor a...
Private car, sir. Oh, sorry. Thought you were scared. mean, yes, I don't quite enjoy his methods. Really? What is it? What? That can't be true. Then again, he's always spoken poorly about our performance. And his disdain for Brixton is hard to miss. Thank you for sharing, but I need to tell my mates about this.
You'd have to be insane to take on the Tommies.
Tady to je. Nikoho jsem nezabil. Nikomu jsem nerozbil držku. Nic se nestalo. Jen se mi prostě mrdl pičo, sračkot furt do žraní. Permanentně vypnul jejich generátor. Což by stačilo, vole, jebnout prostě šrobovák tam a rozjebat úplně, ale to je jedno. By se asi každý všiml, jak by to začalo skřípat jak kokot. A to je jedno. A potom jsem řekl, že chce zdrhnout. Kapitán, lieutenant.
The earth trembles at your mighty footsteps. Has the great work begun? I've seen the fruits of your labour. Tommy's whispering rumours in between hurried trips to the loo and feeble attempts to fix their machines. For our next step, we're going after Major Sneed, a man who craves the city's crippling comforts, which is my way of saying that whenever he's here, he's always on the edge of giving up. Soon he'll be arriving in Brixton for his annual check-up, an affair he dreads with every passing winter. Through your handiwork, we're going to give him the little push he needs. First, you will spread anti-Sneed graffiti around his beloved outpost. Then, you will set fire to a pile of precious cow manure and create a foul smell over Brixton. And, finally, you will spread rumours about our dear Major.
Co je s tebou?
Farewell. Good luck. Tread lightly.
I see strange storm clouds in your
Co je s ním a s těma skurvenýma rumarama?
Rule Britannia. Britannia rule the waves. Britons never, never, never shall be slaves.
You're back! I told all of my mates at the barracks about you. We knew there was something strange about... Scared? Absolutely not. I don't like his attitude, though. Every time he comes to survey us, he complains about the sorry state of Brixton. That's not our fault. Brixton. Well, go on then. Liquidated. Laziness? I've heard enough. That man wouldn't know what effort looks like if it hit him in the face. Thank you for telling me the truth.
Mind the gap and all that.
Ženská, ty jsi zajímavý člověk. Random člověk přijde do tvého kempu. Mluví o tvých nadřízených. Já jsem tam myslím, že napsal jenom Down Sneed, tohle tu ještě nebylo, myslím, že pěkné sračky. Dobře. Ta ženská je zajímavý fakt člověk. Jako doslova. Random typek přijde do jeho kempu, mluví o její nadřízených úplné sračky, ona tomu věří, ty vole. Women.
I see strange storm clouds in your horizon. The earth trembles at your mighty footsteps. How goes your life? Yes, the fruits of your labour fill the air. Be it the sweet scent of manure, or even the sweeter sound of Sneedly insults. Laura, what's wrong?
It's Sneed. He's arrived at the gate and he's most unhappy.
How I wish we could stay like this forever.
Wayfarer, go with Laura. See what you can learn and what we can use.
Okay.
Run like hell, and you'll be there.
What you all are. A total, humongous, brutal disappointment to Queen and country.
Yes, sir. My apologies, sir.
I assigned you here to civilize these savages and to teach them the ways of our society. And what do I find? One of you geniuses mixed in laxatives with your rations, and now the toilets are filled to the brim with dung. Your generators have been sabotaged under your very eyes, and now the entire outpost is without electricity. I've heard disrespectful soldiers whispering nasty words about your great Lieutenant Doyle.
I wish I could meet the Queen.
Has plastered uncivil words about me upon the outpost's walls. Soldiers have been asking me about baseless rumors, the origin of which puzzles and annoys me. The entire outpost smells like cow shite, no matter where you bloody are. And if that wasn't enough, now my precious wagon, filled with all of my necessities,
We
is
won't go
stuck
quietly.
on
You
the
can
path
count
to
on
this
that.
godforsaken place. That is why all of you are now on cleanup duty, and if I hear one word about it, I swear I'll send this entire outpost to the pits. Dismissed.
Sir. Yes, sir. You heard your superior officer. Move it, move it, move it!
You should tell Roach about this. I'll keep watch.
Why are you laughing? Myslím, že si ona začala pichotat, ale nevím, jestli je buď vystrašená, anebo na pokraji toho se pochcat smíchy.
I've seen this wagon before. Needs mythical wagons filled to the brim with trinkets and gadgetry and the sort of oddities this is a golden opportunity indeed need to survive. Now if Sneed were to find out that all of his extravagances were stolen, he might shut down the outpost for good. Wayfarer, how would you like to play Robin Hood? Because I need you to perform a little highway robbery. Take this letter and this hat. It identifies you as the Brickton Shadow, a notorious yet fictional highwayman, certain to strike fear into Sneed's heart. I'll leave the rest up to you.
Now, look alive, Goose. We can't have anyone rifling through the Major's belongings. Halt!
State
This
your
area
business
is
or
off limits,
prepare to
civilian.
face the cold steel of justice.
The Major told us about you lot. Think you can just throw your wads around? Not us. Not me and Goose. We're proper soldiers. 1,000 tickets and we'll look the other way. No questions asked. Nah, pleasure doing business with you.
Enjoy.
Who the devil are you? And why are you not marching up and down this outpost like I told you all to do? Brixton what? Give me that. My God, I knew it. These people are barbarians. Well, if they'd rather live in the filth and grime, so be it. I won't waste my time civilizing them no more. Lieutenant Doyle, come here at once.
Yes, sir.
I had enough of this place. By the power invested in me, I am officially ordering the full and total abandonment of the godforsaken town of Brixton.
Thank God, sir. I'll be happy to never see this place ever again in my life.
You and me, Doyle. You and me. May these people rot in the rat-infested hell of their own creation. We'll leave that fellow Woodward here. He's basically native at this point anyway. Now, let's get the hell out of here.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I can think of no better reward for your work than my lucky finally over. Fashioned out a bones harvested from the canyon herself, and it's all thanks to your best efforts. Not only as a charm, but a symbol, a representation of our enduring love for you, Wayfarer. Now go, and may the canyon watch you on your future endeavors.
Hail, Sergeant. If it isn't the Brixton Shadow. That's what the folks back in Brixton are calling you. I heard the news over an encrypted radio frequency. Here, good pay for good work. Just don't let it get to your head, and we have much work ahead of us. Hurry on back to Merlin, and tell him to send the troops so they can occupy Brixton.
Only one casualty. Excellent. Ah, poor phrasing. Tragic. Who was it?
Sergeant Brown, sir. Landmine.
A good man. An enthusiastic soldier. Was the outpost damaged in the attack?
Superficially, sir.
What's the combat readiness of the position?
Well, it's not an easy question to answer.
Well, it's all relative, isn't it, my young scout? My questions are easier than the bullets and blades that follow them. Eh?
Gawain thinks there's quite a lot of work to be done.
Knight Gawain. Respect the rank, Scout. So you're telling me the outpost has been stripped? Was hoping it'd be equipped. We're stretched thin.
Sergeant Pilly disagrees, of course.
Sergeant Pilly? Who on earth is that? Scout, we are fighting for our lives here. I need an objective analysis of the battlefield. Stop covering your ass in some vain attempt to make me happy. Have a clear and succinct report on my desk in the hour. Dismissed.
Yes, sir.
So, you're the one I have to thank for Brixton. Fine work you did. You must tell me about this shadow business one of these days. But for now, there are more pressing concerns. Your rank. Sergeant is no befitting title for one who takes out an outpost single-handedly. From this day forth, shall hold the rank of knight. May you honor it well in these coming endeavors.
OK, 173 a ještě rank nově. Cool.
Knight, I require your services. I have a job that apparently requires the skill of 2 knights. Can you help? Know what? I don't have time to make requests. This is going to have to be in order. Arthur takes the leadership quite naturally. Fortunately, my soft skills are somewhat lacking, so you'll excuse me for getting straight to the point. Camelot recently secured an old Tommy outpost in the north. Tommy's abandoned it months ago, left it to the hooligans. Regardless, we managed to drive the rabble out with minimal casualties. Quite the victory, according to some, but all I've heard is boasts. I need that outpost secure, capable of withstanding heavy assault. Meet up with Gawain. Assess the situation.
Já mi stojíš za zády, kurva.
Kick her up the arse. Fact, I'm sending more than 2 soldiers. Never mind 2 nights. It's unacceptable. Fix it. Understood? Good. Dismissed.
Mohl bys mi nestat. Zařití kokote! Co je kurva tohle za outpost?
Ever vigilant.
Good to see a fellow knight. Finally, someone without a pissy attitude around here. I'm going to need help restoring this outpost and enforcing some discipline on this squad. Here's my original report that Sergeant Pilly refused to endorse. Give it a read. I've outlined what needs to be done.
Patience is key. For the quest.
Okay.
Continues.
Yes? Good. Your thoughts? I'll scout the enemy position, get a clearer idea as to the readiness and numbers. We'll clear their position when you feel we're adequately prepared to repel a counterattack.
Be more careful, there's a war on.
Ty buď více careful, jsem tvůj nadřízený, drž piču. Speak to Levedenius, encourage Alex to do explosive trainings, speak to Scout Duel about heavy weaponry.
Huh? Hmm? Oh, bye.
London is a place for me.
Chceš pomoct?
How do you do it? How is it so easy for you? I close my eyes and I see their faces. They had no idea what was happening. I suppose that was a point of sneaking up on them. Turns out they were scrapping all night, taking bets and beating the shit out of each other. Stupid bastards must not have realised they were under attack. Nobody fought back at all. I'm not sure they even knew what was happening until half of them were gone. but I can't get that look out of my head. He was smiling. A big, idiotic grin. Turns out they must have been on something. Fighting for fun. He didn't stop smiling. Even when the blade cracked open his skull, he still smiled. It's just the life behind his eyes. I don't know. Went somewhere, but the smile remained. He was covered in someone else's blood. That's what's so... I know this man killed. He enjoyed killing, so why? I can't forget his stupid fucking smile. Yes, I suppose.
Another one? Bloody hell. At this rate, there'll be more knights than swords. Sergeant Pilly, reporting for duty. Nice to meet someone who finally gets it. Look around you. We've got the outpost. The job's done. What else can I do for you? Hysterical bollocks. We don't have the manpower or the resources. By all means, feel free. It's not that I'm not keen. I've already done it. The good knight Fancy Bollocks considers herself beneath giving feedback. Explosives training requires we build 5 working landmines from scratch. Here are my mines. She said all but one were completely wrong and buggered off in a huff. How is that supposed to help? If I knew which one was wrong, I'd be able to learn from my mistake and repeat the correct process 4 more times. So, if you can figure out which of my mines are up to shape, I can finish the training without the risk of blowing myself up. Deal?
Okay, let's see. Your work. 150, 250, 225, 75, 300 gramů. Night's Guide to Landmines. With total weight of grams. Tebe jebe. Oni z toho udělali matematický úkol, ty vole. ...225 je správně. Carry je 225. Tenhle. Landmine 3 je správně. Vždycky mají mít 225 gramů.
What can I do for you, knight? So, which one is it? Bye.
Kurva, který to byl? Landmine 3, jo, 3. 3 je správně.
What can I do for you, knight? So, which one is it? Cheers. I'll crack it open and figure out what I did wrong.
London is the place for me.
3 má být správně.
See, I knew it was that one. She couldn't have just confirmed it for me. Something about becoming a knight changes you.
Tak, a máme. Další věc, co máme dělat tady ještě v tomhle outpostu.
Suppose people do this for fun.
Okay.
It's about time they made you a knight. Well earned. How can I help you today? Of course. An army marches on its stomach, after all. I'll have the provisions sent to the front within the hour.
Ten byl lehký. Já tak on mě má rád, že on nemá problém s tím, ale Naši kamarádi u dřevo štěpu asi nebudou moc rádi. Hele, dávám 1000 caps a právo, že vás nevystřelím.
You've got some nerve showing your face around here. Camelot's sanctions have brought my family to its knees. While I appreciate the sentiment, the fact that my family got hit with sanctions means it's very personal. It's not about the money, Knight. The Round Table...
I've lived enough years to know this world will...
Son of a...
My country.
How can I help, Knight?
Bow to thee.
And I know exactly where to find one. I was patrolling nearby. I started to remove the piece, but I felt something looming. I don't want to commit to calling it a monster, per se. If I was dead, you'd have no detail at all. Are you sure? Your few...
Neposer se z toho. To tam, ale jak se tam kurva dostanu?
Bother. Let me get my pistol. You daft git. I need a stim pack. Wish you to see me share.
Pane bože, jsem jen posral.
Another successful violent interaction.
Aha, že mi Moutbait nepomůže. Okay. Máme heavy weaponry. Tak ještě třeba mluvit s Lancem.
Ever vigilant.
Last I heard, you were sent to get our new frontier outpost up to scratch. Anything I can help you with? Not asking for much then. Well, the good news is I can send up the sandbags. Word to the wise, nobody in London has anything that explodes or shoots going spare unless they're aiming it at you. Can't help you there. Charity is a luxury reserved for better times, I'm afraid. The Fletchers and the Baileys might be able to help you. Best of luck.
Don't think so.
I've scouted the enemy position, and I think it'd be good to engage as soon as possible. If you think we're ready... Those recommendations were extensive. Gather the squad, tell them...
What can I do for you, Knight? She's finally ready, is she? About bloody time.
OK, děláme Alexe. Ale myslel jsem si, že bude Alex větší čurák, ale je v pohodě. Jen go bude tak trošku, jak se dá říct v biznisu, piča. Gol.
How can I help, Knight? Jeez, glad to have dodged a bullet there. Nice job for taking it out. I agree with the assessment of my command. Thanks for understanding.
I'll be there.
OK, máme tohle. Je to jenom scout, ale dobré, no. Teď ho dělám velkým, obcházím to velice dobře, ty vole. Mohli byste udělat most přes ten jezero.
Night?
Night.
What Richards means to say is that...
That's what I say. Aye, sir.
Je divný mít takovou komandu moc. Počkáme ještě na ten zbytek asi. OK. Okay, Bevan. A Richards. OK, to máme
I
všechny.
think we're all here. Okay, if I can have your attention. So, we've got to consider the way I see it. Wait until dark. Send a couple of men to lay some traps. Wait for some to exit. Silently take them out. We'll thin the numbers out a little and then strike them hard and fast.
What's the point? They probably already know we're here. It's only our mighty knights that they've yet to encounter.
Yes, hit them as hard as we can with heavy guns and explosives. Hopefully they'll panic and scatter so we can mop up the remnants.
Well, we're obviously doing that.
I think that's probably best. I can't imagine too many of them will be given the good light. I'd suggest we make a move as soon as possible. Get into position and wait for my... Good luck and watch your backs. Dismissed.
Jo, jsem jako čurák, že který má spike pistol, ale to je jediná zbraň, do které mám 3 prdele nábojů.
Arthur shall hear of this.
Reveal yourself.
Found, don't fall. Did that hurt?
Make yourself known.
Camelot for Arthur! Had enough. You'll pay for that. Ain't scared. Yeah. Bastard! Oh, did that hurt? You will rue the day.
Give it to me!
Merely. A flesh wound.
Have it.
On guard.
Camelot!
Yeah.
Man down.
Just die.
The
Mountbattens ride again.
Fuck. Heads off the merchandise.
You did very well there, my friend.
Look where you're going. Be more careful, there's a war on.
Huh? Hold this on.
Battle stations, rally up.
Fucking remember, aim for the head.
OK, nedošlo mi, jak nízko jsem. Ještě raz můžu.
You're done for.
Give me cover fire! That's what we just done! Camelot prevails!
Hotovo, to nebylo tak dlouhý. Musím vyhodit.
That should be the last of them. Stand down! Thank you for all your help, Knight. We can take it from here. Squad dismissed!
Knight, do you have any news for me? Fantastic news. With that outpost secured, thanks to your efforts, the full...
This is that buffer zone you suggested.
That it is.
Good work. With this outpost secured, we can finally move on to the front foot. Knights, listen closely.
Arthur, Merlin, Charing Cross Station.
Breathe, Percival.
Speak plainly, or at least with a verb.
Eastminster reports there's been an explosion at Charing Cross Station.
This could be a blessing. We can put their weariness to rest by helping out.
With Percival's anxiousness, there's more to the story, I'd wager.
Merlin is right. Eastminster's already fingered a culprit. Us.
Us? I didn't authorize a strike on Charing Cross.
They're saying they've already pinned down the two knights responsible.
I hate to ask more of you so soon, but I don't have anyone else I can spare. Will you look into it? Good to hear.